Are you going to do your Ken Rollins dance?
Yeah.
All right.
So if you watch Ken Rollins, you know when something tastes good, he always dances. I haven't. I haven't tasted it, so I don't know what kind of dance I should do.
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe you should dance after.
I need to taste
All
it
right.
first.
We'll do both.
Hey guys, I'm Owen. Thanks for popping in to watch another episode. We hope all is good with you and your family. One of the things we love the most about our channel is how you guys help shape where we go, what we see, and the things we decide to buy. This week the FedEx guy dropped off something that many of you have been saying that we should add to our van for a long time. What is it? You probably already guessed it, haven't you? And this week we're adding a new feature to our weekly videos, a section where we answer your questions from previous episodes. Stick around until the end to check out this new segment. Now on to this week's episode. This is a big moment. Our rad power bikes are pulling up in the driveway now. We're going out to get them. This is a pretty cool moment. Well, I guess pretty soon that's going to be me and that's going to be Lynn. We got to this point, but the steps to get here took a long time and a lot of thought. Let's face it, this is a really big purchase and we wanted to make sure we were making the right decision for us. We narrowed the search down to rad power bikes, that's no surprise to anyone, and electric e-bikes. Rad bikes are the clear leader in the e-bike industry, but electric e-bikes have one big advantage. They cost 50% less. Electric gave out a bunch of their bikes to other YouTubers. We weren't one of those, and we watched a ton of their reviews, and they were really helpful. But in the end, we decided that this might be one of those purchases in life where you get what you pay for. And a lot of you guys, our subscribers, gave rad power bikes raving reviews. We felt like we were making the right decision. We felt like we'd made the decision, so we headed over to radpowerbikes.com to pick out the perfect e-bikes for us. So we decided which company, now which bike. We decided that having a step-through design would be the best design for both of us. We wanted fat tires so we'd have stability and could go off-road if we wanted to. We really wanted the bike to have front shocks so it would be a smoother and more comfortable ride. And we wanted it to have a rear luggage rack so we could take things with us. Maybe even Maggie one of these days, but don't tell her we told you that. It would be great if they folded up. We don't need them to do that right now because we have a van, but if we get a bigger RV that has a storage area one day, that would come in handy. So we decided the RADMINI step-throughs would be the perfect bike for us. It had everything we were hoping for in our new e-bike. So we added 2 of these bikes to the shopping cart, along with 2 rear racks. By the way, Rad has an awesome selection of custom add-on accessories. We received a $200 discount for purchasing the 2 bikes at the same time. We clicked on Buy Now and waited like kids at Christmas for our new toys to arrive. They actually shipped everything the next day, and it took just 1 week to get from Seattle, Washington to North Carolina. We'll put them together and then we'll show you how much fun we're going to have. So the problem with this is both of our backs started hurting as we started doing this. Oh, mighty, we're getting old. But we're gonna rest a few minutes and then keep going. Wooden. Maggie, where'd mommy go? Where'd she go? Where'd your mommy go? She's grinning, so it must be fun.
Pretty awesome going uphill.
It is, isn't it? First time riding.
That's awesome.
We had to get a bike rack that was big enough to carry these electric bikes with these big fat tires. We've had a tremendous amount of luck with the THRU products, so we bought the THRU XT. It'll carry both the bikes, and the great thing about it is it has a rail that sits down and allows us to roll the bikes up here. And they fit wonderfully. They lock in place with keys so you can't steal the bikes from here, and you can't steal the rack from the car or the vehicle. And this thing is cushioned, and as soon as it's as tight as it can go, it will lock down and click for you, and all is good. That's how we got them on here, and that's how we'll get them on our van as well. I gotta tell you, we're pretty excited about this. I've wanted to get them for a couple of years. Lynn just recently listened to enough of you to say, hey, you must know what you're talking about. We're gonna get some, and we did. And we're really glad these things came in. Today, we're gonna put them on the back of our Outback, and we're gonna go to a greenway, and we're gonna try them out, and we'll show you how they do. I can tell you already that we love them. I gotta say, this is the way to ride a bike right here. All of you that said we should do this, you were totally right. It is, it makes riding a bike a totally different experience. And just a little ride like this on our greenway is awesome. So here we go.
All right.
I'm not even gonna pedal, I'll just stick my leg up.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action.
Well,
Fix my hair. Got helmet head.
Helmet head. It's a good first outing.
It was. It was fun.
We went 6 miles.
Yeah.
My battery was still at about 5 bars. I don't know what percentage. What was yours? Did you look?
I have no idea. I didn't even look. I didn't think it was close.
So you kept it on 2 most of the time.
Yeah.
Power pedal assist 2. I
Yeah.
think I did 2
I
most
think
of the
I
time.
kept my gears on number 7. What did you keep yours on?
4.
Right. I just wanted to pedal a lot. I wanted to get some
Yeah.
exercise.
You did. And that was fun. This is a cool little greenway. We thought we could connect over to the Wilkesboro, then the North Wilkesboro Greenway from here, but I guess the 421 and the Yadkin River probably keeps us from being able to do that. So we know that next time. But this is a cool little place to come ride for the first time.
Yeah.
For those of you that told us we should get rad power bikes, thank you.
Yeah, it was a good decision.
Are they right?
Oh yeah, they were right. It's a whole lot better experience than trying to ride a regular bike. They're fun. There's a lot of fun. It's so easy to get started. You just use the
throttle.
throttle to get you started. It's really easy.
Couple of really big hills that we had to go up and down over at the college, and both of us just laughed. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's going to be hard. No, it's not. That's easy. Those will go with us everywhere we go now. I think it's going to be a way of getting around in small towns, and instead of renting scooters and other things, I think we'll use those, and we'll use them for our bicycles when we're out. And for now, we're going to call it quits and head home.
All right. So this is our second trip on our Rad Power bikes.
And this time we came on the portion of the Greenway in Wilkesboro and North Wilkesboro that we could put some miles in, and it's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. We're riding right beside of the water. It's been real nice and peaceful. There are a lot of people out though.
We're enjoying it.
We are.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Downtown Wilkesboro, North Carolina is a ghost town during COVID-19 for sure. We left the Greenway, came through the middle of the town of Wilkesboro, and now we're at a place called Cub Creek. We're just riding around next to the little stream. And this is pretty cool. This is really, really cool. We've got our rad power bikes on a mountain bike trail at Cub Creek. It's a lot of fun there. Well, this is the exit. Unless I'm missing something. Here, guys. Hard to keep 6 feet away. Was that here when we came by? Yeah, that tree has fallen since we got on the trail. Wow.
Well, that made me a nervous wreck.
So what do you think about that? Made you nervous?
It made me really nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
I hit my foot one time on a log that was sticking out, and that tree fell down over the path after we went by there.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I think I laid mine over a couple of times.
You did?
Yeah.
I only saw you fall one time.
One time. I fell bad one time, but I laid it over a couple.
You okay?
I'm okay.
All right.
But I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah, that
Guess
was
I'll get better at
that was a mountain bike trail that's for mountain bike riders, and I don't know if rad power bikes, mini rad power bikes, are what we should be taking on there, but it worked out okay. We had fun. You wanted to get some exercise today and have fun.
That's for sure. So, what did you think about our second big ride?
That was awesome, except for maybe the trail part of it. I'm sure that was
awesome. I loved it, but I was a little nervous, especially with the new bikes.
It scared me when you fell that one time.
Yeah, I fell a couple of times. I had to walk it a couple of times. I'm not very graceful. So.
Look forward to seeing these rad power bikes in a lot of our videos in the future. That's pretty cool.
Look forward to using it. So one of the things we've been doing while we've been cooped up at home during this coronavirus pandemic is we've been watching a YouTube video channel called Cooking with Sam, and it has inspired Owen to try some new recipes. So what are you cooking tonight?
Doing Crunch Wrap Supremes from Taco Bell.
Our version.
Our version of it. So we're not going to Taco Bell.
No, we're not going to Taco Bell. So he's cooking on the black stone.
Yep, 17-inch griddle that we purchased to use in one of our bigger RVs. Sure wish we could figure out a way to take it in the Travato.
I know.
Because we love this griddle. Yep. Right now I'm just browning up hamburger meat to go in it. Then we'll put a little taco seasoning in and we'll put them together. We'll show you what they look like and we'll tell you what they taste like. But you won't be able to taste it.
One of our favorite meals while we're in Alaska was when we were in Valdez, and it was at the Nat Shack.
Yeah.
And he had a version of these extra crunch wraps, and they were awesome. So
Yeah, his are good.
Yeah. Hopefully ours will be just as good as his.
I doubt it'll be as good as Nate's, but
Yeah.
they were good.
They were awesome. So if you go there, you need to try that.
This griddle is awesome for taking on camping trips, and we hope we can figure out a way to take it with us. It's one of the things we have to leave behind now, and leaving toys and things that we like a lot at home. It's one of the things that we don't like about the Travato. There's just no external room. Lynn could be convinced to buy a trailer to pull behind it, but we keep trying to be small and nimble. But the more we use this when we're home, the more we wonder why we don't take it with us. You should look into it. It's not very much money. I think I paid like $79 for this at Walmart. It's a one burner 17-inch Blackstone, and it's been really good for us. Lynn and I miss being out on the road, and sometimes we think Maggie does too. But I think she really likes being home. This is her favorite spot because she can sit right here. And from where she's sitting, she can watch for squirrels and other dogs to come into her yard. And I think secretly she likes that a lot. He don't look here no more.
So you got it seasoned with taco seasoning.
Seasoned, and it smells delicious. Everything's done. I'm gonna take it off. Drain the hamburger meat now, and Maggie keeps sitting here waiting on something to fall.
Yeah, she usually does that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Especially when it smells really good.
And I think she thinks
It smells good.
it smells pretty good.
Okay, Chef Tail. Let's see how you put these things together.
One about the size of your face, and then
Floured tortilla.
put a little queso in the middle,
Yeah, we just bought this queso. We didn't really.
just so
And we could have just used queso. I just noticed that
the
salsa.
hamburger has something to swim in. A scoop of hamburger. You got to be careful not to put too much on there. I thought that, okay, that just glues everything together.
Yep.
And then the chips.
And it actually calls for the little round tostada
But we could,
crunch, but we couldn't find any, so we're substituting these little Mission tortilla chips, and they're actually really good.
Yeah.
So, but what would be easier is next you have to put sour cream on, and it would be a whole lot easier if you had a flat round surface to put it on.
yeah,
We got a fly in here.
yeah. All right,
Lettuce,
let us eat.
just about it. And we just got like little shredded lettuce.
Yep, tomatoes and then cheese.
Yeah, and we diced up tomatoes.
Man. And then cheese.
I just used the Fiesta blend. Looks yummy.
It does, doesn't it?
All right, let's see. You remember we're going to put one of these on there. So it doesn't quite cover it up, and you could put just like put a extra one on the top, but we didn't want it to be real doughy, so we're just putting like a part of one. And he's going to roll it up. I'm going to try to get a different
So
angle.
as you lift it up, you just pinch right here, pull it in, pull it up, put your finger under it and pinch. Our buddy in Valdez, Nate, is a lot better at that than me.
He's probably made a lot more of them.
He probably has. And then we get some oil. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it just getting a little bit of vegetable oil in all the little crevices. It's just going to help it brown up really nicely. And it's gonna look pretty.
You think so?
It's going to look pretty if you put stuff on it. There we go. Okay.
Right.
So then you carefully pick it up
Transported.
and you put it over here without breaking it.
All right. See,
And
we
you
practiced
put a little-
on one of them.
Put a little bit of oil on this side. And then you keep rocking and rolling.
All right, let's make another one. You probably didn't put that much cheese on yours, did you?
I think I put more. Put your top on.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have a top hat on.
Okay. All right. Here, there.
So to put a little bit more oil back down on the Blackstone and get that ready to go. And then these go on folded side first.
How long are you going to leave them on?
Now they stay on there for about 4 to 5 minutes or until they're golden brown on the bottom. And then you flip them over and do the other side. I don't think they do all this at Taco Bell. I think it's a pretty fast process, but these are going to be awesome.
Yeah. Time to flip.
Time to flip.
Ooh. Now nice and golden brown. Ooh. I think it'll taste just as good.
Yep.
Let's see where that. Let's see where that is. It crunchy? It's crunchy.
It's crunchy.
Yay!
See if I can get this one.
Let me go get some more oil.
No, it's okay.
Okay, you got it.
So about 2 more minutes on that side and they'll be ready to take off. I'm going to get a plate to put them on and then we're going to be ready to eat.
Yay!
I haven't I haven't tasted it, so I don't know what kind of dance I should do.
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe
Yeah, I
you should
need to
dance
taste it.
after.
I need to
Okay.
taste it.
All right, so you're gonna try one?
Yeah. I'll see what it tastes like.
Okay. Yummy stuff.
Wait a minute.
Gotta get another bite. Is it good? Oh dear. Ken Rollins dance.
Wait a minute, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. That's so good. That's so good. That I gotta put my hat on backwards and walk away from that just so I don't bump into anything. There's some good stuff there. All right, let's eat. Let's eat. So it's time for our Q&A section of this episode. We'll start out with the first question. Pam asked, how do you position the Engel cooler in your van? Well, Pam, thanks for asking questions all the time. It means a lot to us that you watch the show and you stay so connected to us. Maybe the best way for me to answer your question would be to just put the Engel cooler between the two seats and show you how Maggie likes to ride on it. It's actually pretty simple. When the seats are turned around, there's enough room between both front seats to place the cooler just like that. It does lean back just a little bit because the floor kind of slopes backward. But Maggie's used to that. Once we put her bed on top of this, she's able to stay there just perfectly, and she loves being able to be up here with us. Hope that answers your question. Aurora Knight asked, have you had any mechanical issues with the van? Are you satisfied with it? Is there anything you'd change? Well, we're always wanting to change things, but I assume you don't mean modifications. I assume you mean changing the complete van. So, have we had any mechanical issues? With the Ram ProMaster portion of it? No, nothing at all. We've done oil changes, we've replaced the tires to get better tires for going off-road, but that's all we've had to do to it, and it's been a wonderful experience with the ProMaster so far. The Winnebago things have all been really good too. We've had a few things that have gone wrong, but when you keep something for 2 years and you drive as much as we do, things are going to break. The screen door broke, but we're going to replace that with one that works with magnets, so that's a good time for us to do that. We've had a few other things, like the sink in the back in the bathroom rusted out like most of them do because they don't use stainless steel, but I replaced that as well. So on to the question, do you plan to change? Well, if you've been watching us for any time at all, you know that this is our 5th RV and that we've been doing this for about 15 years. So if you do the average, about every 3 years we would get a new RV. Most of that time was spent searching for the perfect RV, and at the moment, we think we've found it. There are things we'd like to change because in this episode you saw that we got 2 new toys. We don't have enough room with this van to take all the toys that we want, but we can park it anywhere and both of us can drive it and it's nimble, and anything bigger would mean we'd have to give that up. So I guess right now, no, we don't plan to change, but don't hold us to that, okay? Sugar Plum and Jack and Tube ask, what is a Cousin Eddie? Well, my favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. Cousin Eddie comes to visit in that old RV with his family, and when the black tank gets full, he stands out there in his robe and he empties into the little drain. And the neighbor asks him what he's doing, and he just pulls his cigarette over and says, "Hitter's full." That's why I call it a Cousin Eddie. Maybe I shouldn't, but at least it's better than saying emptying the black tank. Deb Nelson asks, are you getting cabin fever? I'll miss your weekly videos. Well, we're still putting out a video every week. They're not about getting out into nature as much as we would like, but we are putting out a video every week. And are we getting cabin fever? You betcha. Almost everyone has to be by this point. This country and, in fact, this world has been locked down for a long time to try to wage war against COVID-19. Whether you believe in that or not, it's been a change in our lives. I kind of think that Lynn and I are better suited to be locked up in a small space for a long period of time than a lot of people are, because we've lived in this little bitty van for 8 to 9 to 10 months a year since we got it, and we've always traveled in an RV. So having our big house, which not really a big house, but compared to the van, it's a big house. Having that house, we've got a lot of things that we can do, and we've got a lot of room, and we can work on chores, and we can work on hobbies, and there are things that we can do to try to make life easier and better. Every now and then we'll go drive out and do some exercise, which is okay to do in North Carolina, but we keep our social distance and we try to stay away from most people. I hope that answers your question, and I hope you're not suffering too much from it as well. Okay, on to the last question this week. LJ Paxman says, have you ever tried backing up when you're going up a steep hill? He's asking from the video where we tried to get back out on the Natchez Trace Parkway and the steep incline, and we kind of spun a little bit. That's a good question. I hadn't really ever thought about that. But one of the things you find with the ProMaster or the Winnebago Travato is that the rear end is really close to the ground. There's not a lot of clearance. So if it was a really sharp, steep hill, then I believe I would bottom out and dig into the hill if I tried to go backwards. If it was a slight incline that just kept gradually getting bigger and I couldn't go up forwards, yeah, that's a great suggestion, and I'll keep that in my arsenal, and maybe later I'll try to do that. Thanks a lot for that question. Well, that's all the questions we have time for this week. If you want to have your question answered in the future, just leave us a comment down below and ask us anything that you'd like to know about traveling around in our little van, or about how we make our videos, or how we keep from killing each other during COVID-19. Anything that we deem to be kind of okay for our channel, we'll try to answer in an upcoming video. Well, that just about does it for this week's episode. Our hearts go out to each of you who are suffering now during COVID-19. Many of you have lost jobs, you've had health issues, and many of us have lost loved ones during this time. We know this video was about a happy thing for us, but we understand others are suffering. We debated about pausing our channel until things improve, but really so many of you reached out to us to tell us that the videos bring just a little bit of joy to your life, and while that surprises us quite a bit, we're really honored and humbled that it does. So we've decided to keep doing them. If this video was in any way helpful, how about smashing the YouTube button and give us a thumbs up? And hey, we put out videos at least once per week about topics just like this, so if that's an interest of yours, click on the subscribe button and you won't miss any of the episodes. We'll see that you've done that, and we'll both do a little happy dance that we have a new member of our traveling family. And speaking of family, our family got a little smaller this week. One of our subscribers, a longtime subscriber, Mr. Joe Courteau, passed away on Saturday, April 25th. His wife reached out to us to share the news. He was a veteran, and he'd spent a lot of time preparing the RV for traveling around and seeing the land just like we do when Joyce retired later this year. I spent a lot of time talking to him about doing just that and planning and preparing, and we became close during that process. It breaks our heart that this part of their dream won't come true for them. Joe was very active in our community. He was loved by many, and he'll be missed by all of us. And with that, we bid you a goodbye. As always, Lynn, Maggie, and I wish you happy tales. May your dreams come true.